Donovan Mitchell is still a top priority for the New York Knicks. According to an NBA insider, he reports that Knicks president Leon Rose still regards Donovan Mitchell as a top trade target. We're going to break down this report and see exactly what he said. We're also going to take a look at what Josh Hart said because he also addressed the Donovan Mitchell to New York trade reports. We're going to break down all of this and so much more today. So be sure you're subscribed to the channel and have notifications turned on so you don't miss a second of the new content. And now, let's get started. Leon Rose apparently remains interested in trading for Donovan Mitchell. Now for me, I love Donovan Mitchell. I've always wanted him on the New York Knicks, even since last summer when the Knicks almost traded for him, but ultimately did not end up doing so. And here's the report from Steph Bondy regarding why Donovan Mitchell is always going to be linked to the New York Knicks. According to Stefan Bondy, he states that unless he signs, he being Donovan Mitchell, an extension with the Cleveland Cavaliers, or until he's traded elsewhere, Donovan Mitchell will be linked to the Knicks as a trade target. It's the nature of the circumstances. But here's the major part that he reported in that article. According to Bondy, the native New Yorker who was chased by the Knicks last year in a failed trade negotiation still remains on the radar of Knicks president Leon Rose. This is a major report coming from Steph Bondy here because over the last few days, we heard that the Knicks didn't go after Donovan Mitchell because he quote-unquote wasn't a championship one option, couldn't lead a team to a championship by himself. But I argue that not many NBA players can do it by themselves. Basketball is a team sport, and yet only as powerful as the other players around your roster and if they complement your skill set as a star or a superstar. Because if you don't have that, no matter how good you are, you're not going to take your team to the championship level. You're not going to take them to that next step. So for me, hearing that Leon Rose still remains interested in Donovan Mitchell, still has him on the radar in terms of trading for him, makes me happy and makes me smile. Because Donovan Mitchell and Jalen Brunson, in my opinion, would be one of the most explosive backcourts in the entire NBA. The entire league, not just the Eastern Conference, in the entire NBA. Because offensively, nobody, I don't think any backcourt offensively could match what Jalen Brunson and Donovan Mitchell could put out there. And their 1-2 punch would likely be one of the most lethal in the entire league. Donovan Mitchell can score from anywhere. Jalen Brunson can score from anywhere. And not only that, Donovan Mitchell is actually a willing defender. And I think if he wasn't asked to carry such a heavy offensive burden, he would actually be a more willing defender. And Jalen Brunson would absolutely take off a lot of that offensive load off of Donovan Mitchell's shoulders. So potentially he could be that defender that we saw him be in college and that I believe he can still be in the NBA today. Donovan Mitchell is box office. He would attract other stars to want to come play with the New York Knicks, play with him, Jalen Brunson, and whoever else the Knicks are lucky enough to keep in that type of trade for a star, maybe a borderline superstar in Donovan Mitchell. Because I believe if the Knicks traded for Donovan Mitchell, they would not be done there. That would be move number one. Move number two would be for another player. Who that player is, I don't know, but two names come to mind. Karl Anthony Towns. I don't like it, but it's realistic and it comes to mind. And another player, potentially, OG Anunoby in free agency. Because not only is he CAA, but he also has a player option after this year. And if the Raptors don't treat him right or don't give him that contract that he wants, he will walk. And he might just walk to the New York Knicks, who may be able to pay him the contract that he wants. The only problem is he may not have the role that he wants with the Knicks. That might be the only hiccup in any type of negotiations with an OG Anunoby. But with Donovan Mitchell on your roster, any star in the NBA would be automatically looking at the Knicks as potentially a destination. because Donovan Mitchell would make them look at the Knicks. Jalen Brunson is already having players look at the Knicks. Could you imagine what Brunson and Donovan would make the league look at? Would make other players consider in terms of leaving their current team to come to the New York Knicks to try to play for the Knicks, make them a contender in the East, to help them win a chip? It would be special in New York, to say the least. Donovan Mitchell already wants to be in New York. Everybody knows that. And he's always seen in the offseason in New York. His father works with the Mets, so he already loves orange and blue. The Knicks, orange and blue skies, baby. He wants to be in New York. He wants to be a Knick. This is no surprise. This is no secret. What was a little bit of a secret, though, is what the Knicks felt currently about Donovan Mitchell, especially after that bombshell interview Scott Perry did, basically stating that the Knicks didn't feel that Donovan Mitchell could win on his own. But now, hearing what Steph Bondy has reported about Leon Rose and his still current remaining active interest in Donovan Mitchell must sweep all of those concerns all away. Especially for me, it definitely does. Donovan Mitchell may not be a number one championship player on a team. That is understood. Nobody's saying that. But he's without a doubt a championship number two option. And as a Knicks fan, I am never going to shoo away championship two options from joining the New York Knicks. Josh Hart also spoke out on the Spida to New York reports and basically stated that these reports will never end. Shout out to Steph Bondy from the New York Post for reporting the following as well too. According to Josh Hart, who is very close with Donovan Mitchell, and we all know that as well, stated the following on Donovan to the New York Knicks reports and how often they're coming out. Those reports are never going to go away. He's from New York. New York is never going to let that go away. So you'll never know what happens. That's for the future. That's for Knicks Twitter to talk about and have rumors about and put up stats of God knows what. But everyone knows that will be an underlying thing. Shout out to Josh Hart for those comments. He didn't shy away from it. He didn't say no comment. He responded directly to those Donovan Mitchell reports. And when he was asked about it, he basically answered very honestly and bluntly and stated, they're never going to stop. And I agree with him. Until Donovan Mitchell gets extended by the Cavs, gets traded to a different team, or says publicly that he wants to play for a certain team for the rest of his career, these reports are never going to die. They're going to continue to come out, and people are going to continue to be interested because Donovan Mitchell is that good of a player, is that impactful of a player, and is that special of a player. The Knicks and Donovan Mitchell have been linked for years now. And after last summer, they're going to continue to be linked each and every year. Especially this offseason, they've been linked stronger this past offseason than the season before when they were trying to trade for him. It is kind of ridiculous to see all the reports that come out about Donovan Mitchell and how closely the Knicks want him, how closely he's connected to the Knicks, how much the Knicks, in terms of their president Leon Rose, values him, covets him, and wants him on the Knicks. All of these reports come out at very significant times. It's no secret that it's coming out now when the Knicks are about to play the Cavs on a back-to-back. One in Cleveland tonight, and then again tomorrow in New York. It's going to be very special. I wouldn't be surprised if these reports about Donovan being headed to the Knicks or being traded to the Knicks get stronger and stronger as we go through the season, especially if the Knicks beat the Cavs. And if the Cavs don't get off to a great start to their season, these reports are going to get stronger. But if Donovan Mitchell speaks with Leon Rose, kind of like Karl Anthony Towns did before the game, these reports are going to get blown up extraordinarily, even more so than we've seen before. Because any little things to add to these type of reports are going to catch fire. I'm telling you that now. But Donovan Mitchell to the New York Knicks reports, like Josh Hart said, is never going to die. It's going to continue until something significant happens to make a lot of reporters, journalists, and people like myself back off of the idea and say, you know what, it's likely not going to happen, so we don't need to talk about it for a certain period of time. But we're not there yet. And until we are, these reports are going to come out each and every single day. But guys, let me know what you guys think about these Donovan Mitchell reports and about Leon Rose still monitoring and still having Donovan Mitchell on his radar as a potential trade target. Do you like that information? Do you not like it? Let me know in the comments, guys, because honestly, I would love to hear from you. That's going to do it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, go ahead and smash that like button. Leave a comment below. But of course, guys, please subscribe to the channel. Until next time, Knick fans. Peace.